I like starting slow, taking my time, drawing it out. Ooh, you talking my lane, now you talking my language. God damn. Finna hop into chapter 7, you know what I'm saying? Recap. If you didn't watch chapter 4, 5, and 6, I went through all three of them. But they was fast, like 30 minutes each. So we was speeding through. But if you didn't watch that, I say go ahead and do that now. Then you can catch up. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we're doing 7 and 8 this stream. Might add 9 depending how I feel, depending how fast, depending if the story is good. Cause I said I needed, I'm saying a little more romance. Like, dang, I need a little more spice. You know what I'm saying? So we don't see if we get that. You know what I'm saying? But first, I gotta switch her up because I'm not feeling the puff. I ain't gonna hold you. You might as well rock the look. You know what I'm saying? Long hair. I might. Yeah, nah. We fucking with it. We fucking with it. Or might go this way. Never mind. Yeah, go this way. I want to switch her outfit because I'm not. I don't like it no more. I might put her back in that skirt. What is that? What's going on? All right, let's continue. I already got the money. Yup. Oh, it's late at night. All right, let's get into it. Oh, I ain't getting no water. All right, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, be able to cruise through. If I do start fucking up a lot on my words, I'm gonna have to pause the screen and give me a cut. All right, here we go. Humming softly to myself, I lock up the front door of the boutique and turn off the lights. It's been a long day, and while I was lucky enough to book in a couple of new clients earlier, I'm exhausted and in desperate need of food. I head to the back of the store, making my way towards the apartment to get a start on dinner. But before I've made it to the stairs, a noise stops me. Squinting my eyes in concentration, I tilt my head and listen harder. It sounds like someone's in the basement. Deciding to check it out, I quietly follow the shuffling sounds and head down the stairs to the basement, keeping my steps light. I mean, you already know bro in the basement. You know what I'm saying? It's not there. This none of our business, man. Let's go to bed. I mean, let's start cooking. Nigga hungry. It's most likely just Gray. Alright, so why are we investigating? We are not Scooby Doo. Setting up for his game night. But he usually stops in to say hi when he arrives, so far I haven't seen him. Okay. Okay. Okay, valid suspicion. It occurs to me that at the last moment it might be an intruder coming down here wasn't the best idea in the world. But I've come too far to come back now. To go back now. Ooh yeah, I'm fucking up. Let's keep going. The door to the basement is open when I approach, and I slip through to find my first guess to be correct. Oh, it's Gray. Alright. Ain't nigga even saying nothing? I find only Gray in the basement. He stands with his back to me, his head bowed in concentration as he looks down at whatever is in his hands. Hey, I say quietly. His head snaps up as he turns, quickly hiding the item behind his back. Oh, you being sneaky. What you got in your hands, nigga? I narrow my eyes, looking at him suspiciously. Something weird is going on. What's that? Nothing. I raise an eyebrow at his tone. In the way his eyes shift to the side, he swallows guiltily, and I can see that he's been caught off guard. Taking small steps towards him, I try to school my face into a look of innocence, but he doesn't buy it. Show me, I say. His eyes narrow into slits, lips pursing as he shifts on his feet and slowly backs up further. I dart out, trying to reach out to him, but he steps to the side, grinning as as he blocks my attempt. He backs up into the table, and with nowhere left to go, I lunge again and successfully snatch the item from his hands. Aw, shit. Aw, shit. Ooh, we finna find out. Alright, my son, wait. And when I hold it in front of me, my heart almost stops. It's a photograph a photo to Amy got a photo of me. Oh, it's a photo of me to be exact. Back when I was still in high school. Oh, you remember this? Acting like you ain't know me. Trying to play hard to get. I look almost unrecognizable in it, having experimented with different hair dye back in the day. But the biggest difference was in my face. I looked so young in the picture, and if I didn't know who that girl was, I wouldn't even say innocent. Surely someone who didn't know would have never guessed that she was the leader of her own gang. Where did you get this? I asked, giving him a hard look, wondering if he recognizes young me. He holds his hands up in front of him defensively before nodding towards a small box on the table
Yeah.
behind him. That came in today, Gray explains. Huh? He moves aside when I step up to inspect it, glancing at the shipping label and seeing my name in big bold letters. I suck in a breath, but before I can lose my head completely, Gray cuts in
Mm.
quickly. Before you flip out, it was an accident. How is it an accident? Alright, you gotta explain this, nigga. You got my high school photos. You reminiscing. It's okay, just admit it. Hold on. My focus snaps back to him and my skin goes warm. You accidentally went through my stuff? Yes, I mean, no. Huh? Huh? Oh, this is my photos. Did I leave a box down here and then he saw it? Okay, let's just read. We guessing too much. All right, yes, I mean no. He laughs nervously, running a hand through his hair. I didn't know it was yours. My name is on the label. That's illegal. Girl always say something illegal. He rubs at the back of his neck, biting down on his bottom lip
Uh,
guiltily. I didn't exactly read it. I was waiting on the delivery, and I just assumed that it was it. I brushed past him and snatched the open package from the table, all while giving him a withering
yeah.
look. Glare. Like I said, it was an accident. Trust me. I wouldn't have opened it if I had known. I let out a as as I glanced inside the box, finding a myriad of old things my parents had obviously cleaned out from my childhood room. Got it. My favorite soft toys, some notebooks filled with scribbles, some random trinkets, and then my heart lurches in my chest when I see what's sitting on top of the pile. More photos, including one of Sarah, Nikki, and I with the entire gang. Oh shit. Oh shit. I whip my head towards Gray, gagging his reaction. Has he seen the picture? Does he recognize them as the rival gang that beat up his friend all those years ago? Gray simply shoves his hands into his pockets, giving me an inquisitive look. It doesn't seem like he saw. Releasing a breath of relief, I close the top of the box and hug it to myself
Uh,
protectively. So, he said slowly, do you have a twin sister? Nigga, what? Oh, this nigga he really don't believe that's me. That's crazy. I give him a confused look, shaking my head. Huh? No, I'm an only
hmm.
child. But you went to Clarner Academy? Gray circles me and I tense, trying to play the question off as being a no big deal. Crap, I guess he did see something in there to know that I went to school there. Yes, I confess.
Oh.
He makes a small sound, coming up coming up to stand directly behind me, his breath tickling my hair.
Hmm.
he saw the he saw the pictures, bro. But this nigga still can't connect that I'm the gang leader, but we never told him. So, you know what I'm saying, they had some pretty tough gang leaders during the time you would have been there. Were you close to any of them? I freeze like a deer in headlights. That's a loaded question. The wrong answer could get me in trouble. And I gotta be the one to answer. All right, let's see. Gangs are nothing but trouble. Okay. Prioritize my own safety over hanging out with them. So both of them are still gaslighting this motherfucker. And Well, this is true. If we go the con route, we're actually being truthful because we left the game for my own safety and my best friends. So I'm going with the truth. I say softly, knowing this is true, yet doesn't quite answer his question. Yeah. Although I had started off enjoying playing the role of the leader, it was a thought not, that now turns my stomach. I had to get out of there before what happened to Sarah happened to the rest of us. Yeah. With all three leaders out the picture, there was a good chance no one else would get hurt. Bruises and broken noses were one thing, but when knives started
Huh.
surfacing, your safety, huh? Gray asked, raising a inquisitive eyebrow. Yeah, I nod. Way too
Huh?
risky. And what is it? And what was it that you were scared of exactly? My chest rises and falls with quick, shallow breaths. I grasp the box tighter and try to keep myself steady. Getting hurt. Gray's brow creases as he considers my
Huh?
words. In general, or did something in particular freak you out? He questions. Hey, Ron, why do you want to know? I asked, shifting uncomfortably.
Uh.
I'm curious. That's all. He says as he backs off. I saw the games around quite a lot back in the day. Well, the less I had to interact with them, the better. I declared with finality, and then attempt to sway the subject. But I heard that the capo students, have a lot of fights with them back then. He stops and gives me a strange look, and then he clears his throat, his jaw going tense. I never told you I went to the Capo High. You dumb ass God! You so goofy. You didn't even need to say that. Oh well. All right. My breath sticks in my throat as I hold his gaze. Why does he keep saying glaze? Hey yo. Shrugging my shoulders and flicking my hair to appear innocent. Well, I never saw you around Clanner Academy, so the Capo is my best guess. It's a big school, and you seem to always surround yourself with people. Okay, smart answer. He scoffs a little, crossing his arms over his chest and giving me a
Hey.
sensual look. What's that supposed to mean? Never mind, I shake my head. Turning to leave, a hand on my arm stops me before I can go, and I turn to find Gray's bright eyes fixed on me
Hmm.
intensely. Come on, I want to know what you really think of me. Kitana, or hold on. I let you, I let out a soft sigh. You want to know what I think of you? I step into, I step up to him, holding his gaze. I think you're like a wolf, Gray Jason. You hunt in packs because you feel safer that way, and maybe you are. But because of that, no one gets to know you. Not really. Anyway, he raises an eyebrow. I bite down on my tongue, having already said too much. Clutching the box safely under my arm, I almost turned to leave before remembering what I had come down here for in the first place. Would you mind keeping it down tonight? It's been a long day, and your pack have been pretty noisy lately. He leans back against the table, staring at me in
Hmm.
contemplation. Sure, no problem. I squint my I squint at him, wondering why was that so easy. Usually he has some witty ab ablet, whatever, ablet, smart ass remark waiting in the bank for me. Thanks. I slowly I ooh, water. Yeah, that water might be at the come. Hold on. All right. Thanks. I say slowly deciding I should take it for what it's worth and get the hell
Huh.
out of here. Hey, I pause in the doorway, turning back to find Gray still looking at me, his lips tilting into that familiar crooked
Huh.
grin. I think black hair suits you much better. See, I knew it. My stomach, like, hey, let me go ahead and dye my hair back. Let me go ahead and dye my hair back, man. You already heard what he said. My stomach lurches, and for the moment, I feel like I'm going to be sick. No, you love that nigga. I don't say another word. Instead, I dash away before my face can betray my emotions and give everything away. The box needs to be put somewhere safe, away from prying eyes. That was a close call. After dinner, I shower and slip into bed, desperately in need of an early night. I can't stop thinking back on the conversation with Gray earlier. It had been such a close call with him seeing those photos. At least now no one will be unknowingly going through them now that my box is safe with me. Still, there's always a possibility he could bring it up later and, and all hell would break loose. The new life I've been trying so hard to keep up could come crashing down on me. With a sigh, I pull my covers up higher and curl up on my side, trying to relax and get some much needed sleep. I almost drifted off completely when a series of muffled shots startled me, followed by the sound of booming music. Picking up my phone, Picking my phone up off the nightstand, I glanced at the time, 11 o'clock. With an exasperated puff of air, I reached for my phone to type a message to Gray. Can you please keep it down? I'm trying to sleep and have work tomorrow. I groaned and planted my face into the pillow, waiting for Gray to check his phone and turn the volume down. Hadn't we already gone over this earlier? The sounds of music and voices continued to drift up through the thin floors of the apartment. I grit my teeth in annoyance, trying to ignore it. First, he goes through my mail, and now he thinks he and his friends can blast their music and keep me awake all night. The nerve of this guy. Grabbing my pillow, I shove it over my head to block out the noise, but to no avail. I wait a second. Did the music just get louder? That's it. I had enough. We finna DTZ. We finna go down there rolling off. Shut the fuck. With a low growl, I rip back the covers and storm out of the apartment, heading downstairs to the basement. And anger grows the closer I get towards the noise, realizing exactly how loud it is. It'd be a miracle if none of the neighbors show up to complain. Raising a fist at the wooden door, I knock loudly, though I'd be surprised if anyone could hear me over the racket. I knock again, louder this time, but still nothing. With an exasperated sigh, I push the door open. Uh oh. Uh oh. The whole place. Oh shit, we finna see what they really doing. Oh shit, the whole place stinks of smoke, and I scan the room looking for the cause of all the trouble. Then my eyes land on another familiar face. My stomach tightens uncomfortably as he comes towards me. It's the creep who came into the boutique the first day Sarah and I were setting up everything. Why did I? We don't fucking do. Lock in. Alright. What's this? He asks with a smile, leering down at me. I suddenly feel uncomfortable wearing only pajamas. Girl, you didn't put no. She was. I hope they like long ass pants. I hope you didn't pull up no booty shorts, girl. Cause you fucked. How about you come? How about you come in, stay for a while? Leave her alone, Novak. Feeling face drifts over and Gray steps forward, nudging the man aside. Wait, what did you just say? Gray's eyes land on me, his face twisted in annoyance. I try to keep myself calm, but the realization of exactly who is standing at his side has shaken me to the core. Ivan Novak, the hammer. That's why he had seemed so familiar. It's the bastard that cut Sarah 10 years ago. We been knew this. You should have been knew. I feel like my blood run cold at the sight of him in my own building. What are you doing here? I asked if you could keep the noise down, gather my wits, and say bluntly, "Damn, what you looking at me for that?" Oh, Gray's eyes drift downwards, skimming over my attire. In doing so, I currently find myself standing in front of the entire pack of guys in a girl. Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tank top? Oh my! Who the fuck told you to go down there with a tan and fucking lace pajama shorts, and you know there's gonna be niggas down there, and you come down here in lace pajama shorts. She's blowing me right now, bro. You looking like, you looking like one. I ain't gonna hold you. This is
mm.
blowing me, bro. Let's talk outside. Gray says as he ushers me through the door, ignoring the wolf whistle that pierces the air behind us. Goofy ass. What you coming down there for like that? He closes the door and I back away from him. Putting some distance in between us, he raises an eyebrow. Was that Ivan Novak? I question him.
Mm.
You know him? Shut up! Why do you? I bite down my lip, wondering how to phrase this. I just know he was a bad guy. I
Yeah.
tell him. But don't worry, we can keep him in
Mm.
check. I'm sure that's not why you came down here, just not dressed in. He glances over my
Yeah.
attire. That he's violent. Anyways, hold on. We gotta lock in because they need to turn that music down. He says with a slight smug smile.
Mm.
What's wrong? No, I'm mad. I'm mad now. Nigga, I told you. I told you keep the noise down. I said with a huff. He folds his arm over his chest and stares at me. Stares down at me,
Huh.
his eyes cold. You told me. What are you, mama? Bitch, I'm your landlord. I mean, I'm your, yeah, nigga, I'm your landlord, nigga. Nigga, I own the building. I'm letting you rent. So if you too loud, bitch, you need to turn that shit down. What the fuck you think he talking to? My mother, bitch. I told you, nigga. Very funny, I frown at his tone. Keep the noise down, or I'll be forced to do something about it. Oh. Oh, okay. Now you want to act different. Okay. Nigga fucking laughing in my face when I tell you to turn the music down. And it's at fucking 11 at night, knowing I run a boutique, motherfucker. Oh, yeah, I don't like this nigga. Hey, if he say something else, he gotta be off the roster. He just pissed me off. He laughs at that, but there's no warmth in the sound. I don't understand why he's acting this way. I don't either. And what do you think you're gonna do? Oh, what you think? Oh, you don't get to tell me what to do in my own space. He continues, I pay rent for the basement, fair and square. Well, bitch, I bought my apartment. If I hear noise coming through it, then that's my motherfucking business, nigga. Oh, he gotta get his ass whooped. Oh, I'm calling Sarah. Sarah got a problem. Pull up with the blick, nigga. I know Sarah keep a blick on her now. I ain't gonna hold you after getting stabbed. I know she got a blick on her. For sure. Alright, nah, let me keep continuing because this gonna get me mad, bro. Why are you being so difficult? I asked, throwing up my hands in front of me. Me, he steps closer, putting a hand on his chest before pointing in my face. You pointing in my face? You going like this? I should beat your motherfucker. Ooh, I'm getting hot. I'm getting it. He's trying to start some shit. Ooh, Jed. Hey, Jed, come get your nigga. Jed, come get your nigga, Jed. Jed, come get your nigga. Jed, come get your nigga before I fuck this nigga up, bro. You're the one who came stomping down here with your big girl pants on, interfering in my business. I swat fucking here. I swat his hand away, though that doesn't stop him from going to town on me. You sure like bossing people around, don't you? Might have made a pretty good game member back in the day after all. I was my mouth droops open as I stare at him. Why would he say something like that? Can you just keep the noise down? I say, growing tired of the argument. Please, no, I don't think I will. Bitch, I don't call the cops on your ass, nigga. What the fuck? With a ooh. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. You know what? I'm gonna take that to the chest, and then you know what's gonna happen? Next morning, don't come to me on no hey, no nothing. Nah, fuck you, nigga. Stay your ass in the basement. For real. Dead ass. Don't talk to me. Okay. I'm quite frankly perplexed at his response. No, he said no. Then the howling begins once more, shouting like a pack of goddamn animals. I had called him a wolf, and this is how he chooses to repay me for it. My blood boils in my veins at how he casually dismissed my request. That motherfucker. He may pay rent in this basement, but it's my motherfucking building. I'm telling you, she's talking. She's spitting, bro. Alright. I'm the one who put my blood, sweat, and tears into making this place what it is. The least I deserve is to be able to get a good night's sleep in my own motherfucking house. This bitch is motherfucking spitting. That's why, yeah, this is war, Ray Jason. You don't get to mess with me. You don't get to mess with me, nigga. Watch this shit, yeah. Dashing back up to my apartment, I grabbed the keys for the shut down. We shutting that shit down right fucking now. And you ain't gonna do shit, cause guess what? I'm gonna go back in my room and go to motherfucking sleep. Yeah. Turn all that shit off. Yup. Turn that basement shit off. That's what they get. Dashing back over to my apartment, I grabbed the keys for the breaker box, then returned to the hallway. Using my phone as a light, I unlocked the cover and pulled it open, scanning the line of switches for the one with a small label next to it reading base. With no hesitation, I pull that fucking switch down. Yes! Shut down! That's what you fucking get. And I don't want to hear none of your bullshit. You better run upstairs before they catch you. You were like, open that shit back up. I ain't. Now, all right, let's get to it. In an instant, the booming sound of the music disappears, placed instead by a few alarm shots and voices. I quickly locked the Vaseline on the back wall next to it, crossing my arms. What? What do you? Oh, you want to get caught? Ooh, she blowing me. She fucked up the whole thing. Now you acting dumb. They know it's you. They don't go up there and try and break it. You're the only one who got the key. You just shut down their whole operation. Just go to bed. That's what I would have done. I said, bitch. No, I took my ass right to bed. She wanna sit there and wait so she can see that nigga come up here. You know what he gonna do to you? He gonna snatch the keys from you. He gonna get bro. He got a whole pack. It's gonna be a 9 against 1, and you wanna take that chance. She's blowing me. 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 I don't know what to do. She's really blowing me. You don't. She could call it. She's blowing me. All right. Anyways, barely a minute passes before I hear the basement door being thrown open and the sound of angry footsteps flying up the staircase towards me. My heart hammers in my chest. Oh, now your heart's throbbing. You dumb bitch. God. My heart hammers in my chest. Adrenaline pumping through as Gray rounds the corner, primed for murder. He's definitely pissed. He charges towards me, reaching for the keys before I snap back just in time.
Ugh.
Turn it back on, he demands with an irritable expression. No, I won't, I say firmly. I tried to ask you to keep the noise down, but you didn't listen. Give me the keys, he growls at me. His heavy breaths from just having sprinted up the stairs. I maintain a firm stance, tightening my of grip on the keys. He takes a breath to calm himself, but by the way his nostrils flare, he's positively livid.
Ugh.
We were in the middle of an important game. I need the electricity on, he says, through gritted teeth as though it's paining him to be civil right now. Let's think about this first, I say, still refusing to give him what he wants. What are you gonna do for me? What are you gonna do for me?
Mm.
What do you want? He asks, his eyes hard, turn down that motherfucking music. That's all I ask. Ooh, you not finna get that apology. He might do it. He might, I'm sorry, okay? Like, bitch, say ain't no apology, but whatever. First, I want an apology for you being a dick just now when I asked you to keep it down. I started to list. Gray's mouth pulls into a thin line as
mm,
then he finds fine. It was a dick move. I apologize. Can you turn the can you turn it back on, please? Tell you what, I'll turn the power back on. However, if I hear one single howl of any of you, it won't be back on until the morning. I threaten. His jaw tenses. With no further cards to play, he has no choice but to give in and finally keep the
mm.
noise down. All right. He bites out. And he storms his way back down to the stairs. I open the box again and flick the switch back up. Seeing the glow of the light spilling from beneath the basement door. Hopefully he learned his lesson from that. I give it to you. Cause me, I'm being a bitch and running upstairs and they ain't playing the game no more that night. Operation over. Don't care. But she cool. She a bad. She a cool nigga for sitting there and giving him another chance. Me? Mm-mm. We not. We not doing that. You came disrespectful in my face, and you only apologizing to get what you want. It wasn't even sincere. So you a bitch. I'm still, man. I don't fuck with this nigga. He gotta earn his friend level back. My shit low. You know how the game's got the friend love level and shit. That shit low. He brought it down. He a bitch. I dash back to my bed, crawl under the covers, but I know I'm not going to be able to sleep straight away. I need to text Sarah and tell her what happened. Hey, you awake? Barely, what's up? You'll never believe what just happened. Gray was playing music way too loud. First, refused to turn it down, so I had to shut his power to get him to listen. No way, look at you, badass. You still got it. Hey, best friend. What? I guess I do. Also, Ivan Novak seems to be one of his players. Wait, what? I don't know either, but it's super weird. Last thing I want is to make you more uncomfortable. Oh hell no. Nah. You don't you know I don't back down. I'm not scared of him. In fact, I should sleep over tomorrow night. Can't have two dicks hanging around you without protection. I couldn't stop you even if I wanted to. I put back my phone back on my nightstand, happy that Sarah will be staying over the night tomorrow. We'll be prepared for if things turn out like tonight. They probably ain't. But I'm cool. I'm cool with her coming over, you know what I'm saying? I pour over my workbench, cutting a strip of green velvet fabric from its roll and setting down the scissors. After I had agreed to Nick's proposal about making the costumes for the Clanner Academy pet play, he had sent through a list of what's required. It had been strange talking to Nikki again after so long. I've changed so much from what I used to be almost 10 years ago. I have to keep reminding myself that this is only a job. It's not like I'm required to suddenly be friends with him again after all this time. I'm not sure if I'd even know how to. I glanced at the list once more, making a note in my workbook of the outfits that are required for the various characters. Romeo and Juliet is a classic and more than suitable for an Academy production. Mickey had assured me that the costumes for the minor roles had already been taken care of, but they still needed brand new outfits for the main characters, including the star-crossed lovers themselves. Costumes called for medieval gowns, doublets, and breeches. I was going to have my work cut out for me, but the payoff would be worth it. Being able to show off my design skills in the play is a sure way to gain interest in my work. If it all goes planned, the booking will follow. The bookings will follow from there. Snagging the mommy crowd is nothing short of striking a gold mine. When I hear the back door of the shop open, I don't look up. I already know who it is. Yeah, we don't like you. I can tell as much from the scent of cologne that drift, drifts towards me.
Uh,
Hey, can we talk? No, I'm working. The fuck? Look, I'm like, I'm working, nigga. Leave me alone. Fuck you, nigga. You's a bitch. Gray comes up. Gray comes up beside me, just as I fold the fabric and cut a length of gold trim to the gown I'm working on. I'm not in the mood to talk, but I force myself to look up at him anyways. You're still mad, huh? He asked with a sigh. Yeah. What do you think, Bray? I cross my arms, trying not to let my temper get the better of me. I won't just fall on my knees and thank you for trying to keep me up half the night, especially when I had a ton of work to get through
huh.
today. I barely kept you up. His mouth curves in a playful grin. I could do so much worse than that. I purse my lips, though he simply
Hmm.
chuckles. Look, I'm sorry about last night. I was a jerk. How about you let me take you out for dinner to apologize? I think you're kind of missing the point, I sigh. Turning back to my work, taking me out to dinner isn't really going to solve much. Damn. Oh yeah, we mad at this nigga. I've been like, where we gonna go? But anyways, Gray leans back against my workbench and looks down at me. I get the impression that exactly the answer he had been
Huh.
expecting. I was impressed by your little stunt last night. Didn't think you had it in you. There wasn't much else I could have done, I said, trying to keep focused on my work. I pull out a roll of cream satin, struggling with the weight of it, until Gray takes it from my arms and sets it on the workbench. Then I turn my back to face him again. It's to find that crooked grin of him tilting his lips. What is it? I give him a quizzical
Uh,
look. I'm beginning to realize the sorts of things you're capable of, he says, and though I can't tell why, his voice seems hard. We lock eyes, confusion running through me at the sight of his glacial stare. And then all of a sudden it's gone, as though it had never been there at
uh,
all. Come to dinner with me, he says again, softer this time. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we already forgiven him too easy. He bends his head towards me, his blonde hair falling into his bright eyes as he
hmm.
does. So, we could talk more. You wanted to get to know me better, didn't you? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted, but I don't know how up close and personal I should get to a former phantom, especially when he just pissed me off. I'm a bit too busy for that right now, I say, turning my back to my work, hoping he takes the hint. Sadly, he doesn't move
Huh?
an inch. What can I do to make you change your mind? How about letting me get back to work for starters? He looks visibly taken aback by that, but I don't give
Uh,
in. You know what? Fine. If you won't even let me apologize, then I'm not going to force you to hear it. Damn. Ah, nah, fuck that shit. I keep switching back and forth. All right, he storms off. The sound of the back door slamming shut behind him. I bite my lip, trying to focus on the fabric in front of me, but I can't stop replaying the conversation in my head. He's cold. He's cold 1 second, hot the next. I have no idea what he's thinking. Gray Jason is a force of nature. All right, there was no romance, but we had some confrontation going. Hey, that shit had me heated. That shit happened in real life. That's exactly how I react, bro. I'd be highly pissed, bro. But you know what I'm saying. He did try to apologize genuinely this time. You know what I'm saying. But we wasn't going for that shit. She was standing on all 10 toes, saying, "Fuck you, nigga." All right, but let's make this outfit. I guess we gotta do. All right, a bamboo. You want what? Girl, ugh. So now I gotta buy that pattern. Just great. Hold on. And that green, I think. All right, let's go to the shop. All right, so let's go to detail patterns. Where the fuck are the palms? There we go. And then that green. I think we have that. Oh, do we? Was it this one? I think it was this green. Was it? Let's see. Let's make it. I don't know. Let's return. I think it was that green. No, but them shorts. You know, let's go back to the shop. We gotta buy them shorts. Bottoms. Ain't that green? Yeah. I bet. Are you serious? So this is after our day just ended. What kind of music is this? Oh, some bullshit finna happen. Hold on. As I'm trying to fall asleep, something happened. Oh. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. What the fuck? Hey, didn't Sarah say she was sleeping over? That bitch bailed on me. Now I'm finna get fucking. Ah! A thundering crash rings from somewhere in the building, and then the sound of glass being smashed. I jump out of bed, now wide awake. My heart is racing as I follow the sound of shouts and the thud that follows. I rush to the living room where Sarah is sleeping. She's already up and confused. Oh,
Hmm.
I thought my bitch bailed on me. I said, oh, what the fuck? What's going on? Sarah asks, blinking sleepily through the dark. I think someone's breaking in. I yell in return. So I know Sarah caught that blick on it. Got that blick on. Got that stick on. Hold on. Sprinting down the stairs together, we crash. We crash out into the hallway and look around for the source of the commotion. What I see makes my heart drop. The back door of the boutique is flung open. The shadowy figures within not even attempting to hide their presence. I know that the smart thing to do would be to call the police, find somewhere safe to wait, but the only thing I can think of is my boutique. Girl, girl, you finna die over some clothes? Girl, get out of there. Me and Sarah, hey, Sarah, where your car at? We out this bitch. Okay, okay. Without thinking, I pushed through the door and immediately noticed Gray's pale head of hair and Jed's hulking form as they wrestle another man to the ground. Flipping on the light switch, the men blink against the light as they pin the guy down and snatch towards me, but my focus is no longer on them. The boutique is trash and one of the curtains has been torn. An accessory display has been knocked over, the glass shelving laying smashed all over the floor. My heart sinks seeing the mess. What on earth happened here?
Huh?
What the hell is going on? Sarah demands before I can speak. My attention zeroes in on the three men on the ground, one of them who I don't recognize, my blood igniting beneath my skin. Gray jumps to his feet immediately. His hands held out in front of him, and his eyes wild. I'm sorry. This is my fault. I should have made sure he didn't drink so much. Get the fuck out. I'll give you money back. You gotta go. You better pay back for everything tenfold.
Hmm.
I'll see him out. Oh, now you doing your job, Jed. Man, fuck you. I'm so mad. I don't even like y'all niggas no more. Y'all done piss me off. Jed hoists the drunken man up to his feet without even breaking a sweat and ushers him towards the back door. Why doesn't she lock the door that is in like that blocks off the stairs? Just lock that door. Cause obviously while they're ooh, this shit pissed me off.
Uh,
She don't lock the door, I'll get the door. Sarah falls behind them, helping Jed get the guy out of the building. I watched him go before turning back to Gray, noticing the small scrape hidden behind his hair on the forehead. He got hurt. The sight of his injuries slowly diminishes my anger. Sit down, I say. He does as I ask, taking the small tool from behind the counter and sitting down, his head bowed guilty. We haven't talked since our last argument, and I've been lying. I'd be lying if I said the air between us wasn't uncomfortable. But if I'm going to be honest, but if I'm being honest, I had enough of it. I've had enough of the tension. I found my first aid kit, put out a couple of supplies, ripping open a antiseptic wipe and leaning in towards him, his knees on either side of me. I really am sorry, okay, okay. I'm getting a little sentimental. Well, let's see if this magic right. All right. I really am sorry, he says quietly, hissing when the alcohol from the wipe hits his open wound. Things weren't supposed to get out of control. I believe you, I say, sighing softly. The damage to the boutique devastates me, but at least nothing was stolen. But this can't happen again, Gray. I trusted you when I let you rent the basement. I move his hand to hold the wipe to wipe his forehead, the fabric staining red as the cut continues to bleed. Damn. I grab a small set of bandages to hold the wound together. It won't happen again. He watches me as I patch him up. From now on, I'll ban the guys from drinking while they're here. I nod solemnly, and he moves his hand when I lean. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I nod solemnly, and he moves his hand when I lean in to place a bandage over the cut. His warm breath tickling my face. My skin tingles where his eyes linger, my heart beating quicker and quicker as I smooth the bandage down to make sure it'll stay in place. Gray takes my hand in his before I can move away, grasping it between his fingers. I'm sorry, he whispers, for this and everything else. I drop my gaze between us, suddenly unable to meet his eyes. Warming fingers slip beneath my chin and tilt my face up to his, forcing me to look at him. Oh, they done fucked it up. Why y'all come in, bro? Y'all supposed to stay outside for a little bit more. I was we was finna get into me. Oh, what a mess. Jed voices booms from behind as footsteps enter the room, but I pull my hand away from Gray, stepping back quickly. No thanks to your friend, Sarah bites out as she rounds the counter and finds a small dustpan and brush. I keep there. Here you go, big guy. She hands him over to Jed, raising the eyebrow. Time to clean up. Oh, you don't have to. I start, but Jed holds a hand to stop me. Yeah, I do. I'm supposed to be looking after the security of this place when everyone's here. I'm sorry I haven't done a very good job of it tonight. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you, Jed. See, I like this. I'm giving him too much credit. Anyways, the four of us clean up together. Oh, I thought we was gonna watch him clean up. I ain't gonna hold you. Making quick work of it. Sarah and I pick through the accessories as the guys clean glass, putting the merchandise safely on the counter and out of the way. When the floor is clear of glass shards, Jed and Gray stand the shelves back up again. I can fix these, Jed says, holding the shredded curtains in his hands, or I can sew some new ones. Nigga, you know how to sew! And you here telling me, boy, you want to work here? You know how to sew? I ask. And he nods. How did you learn? My mother taught me, he said shyly, rubbing at the back of his neck. I got into a few scraps growing up and ended up with more than a few torn clothes. She got tired of mending them, so eventually made me learn how to do it myself. Smart woman, says Sarah says with a smile. I like the sound of her. Jed gives a small smile. Ah! He's talking like Sarah! Hey, y'all two, hey, I'm cool with y'all. You know what I'm saying? At first I was crushing on Jed. You know what I'm saying? He is top tier. But I'll let my girl here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all can get together. I'll take Gray. I'm cool with that. Oh, y'all so sweet together. Red flushing showing on the sheets. I have some spare fabric from when I made these. If you're serious about making new ones, I offer. He nods and seems to brighten at that. Obviously feeling guilty for what had happened.
Hmm.
Perfect. Would you mind if I use your sewing machine? Sure, follow me. I locate the fabric for Jed, still dubious about the range of his sewing skills, but impressed that he's willing to give it a go. The four of us head back to the workroom, and I help Jed get set up with the sewing machine before leaning back against one of the tables and letting out a breath. Ray comes over beside me, giving me a grim
Uh.
smile. Well, it looks like I'm taking taking you shopping for new shelves tomorrow. I have to cover the expenses. Fears? We making him pay. Fuck. Good, this was your fault. I fold my arms over my chest and purse my lips unhappily. And we'll need to go early so I can open up for the store. So I can open the store for appointments this afternoon.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. I give him a serious look to tell him I'm not joking around. I have a business to run here. And I really don't want to see that drunken idiot back here
Hmm.
again. Already taken care of. He pulls his phone from his pocket and starts tapping a message. Unless you'd like to tell him yourself. I give him a hard stare, though he is simple though he simply
Hmm.
chuckles. Don't worry, he won't be back. I lean back against the table and give a approving nod. Good. Ow. Oh, this nigga fucking stabbed himself. Oh, you see, Sarah? Go ahead and get your, go ahead and do your thing, Sarah. I look over quickly, seeing Jay covering his thumb with his other hand while Sarah hovers over him.
Oh,
Oh, are you okay? She pries his hand away, looking over the small wound and tutting quietly.
Um.
That nigga look that nigga nervous. It's just a prick. Jed says, his cheeks turning red. Happens all the
uh,
time. I'll go get something to fix it up. Sarah answers before heading for the first aid
Uh.
kit. That won't be necessary. It's not an injury. Jed grumbles
huh.
awkwardly. Shut up and let me fetch you let you ah. Shut up and let me fetch you a plaster. She fires back stubbornly. Jed averts his eyes from her, not wanting to argue. Oh, they so sweet. I watch her in silence, though she seems completely oblivious. I mean, yeah, oblivious. When she returns to Jed, I glance at Gray, who seems to give me an equally confused look. When Sarah starts mothering over someone, I know she has a thing. Ah! Set him up! Set him up! It seems Gray is also able to pick up the vibe between them. Good thing she called the whole hospital just because someone pricked their finger. Gray whispers softly so the two can't hear. Then the two of us chuckle, turning to hide our music from Sarah and Jed, who each throw us a who throw us a look. Our laughter subsides and I end up leaning in closer to Gray. Our arms brush against each other as we watch our best friends with interest. And I have to admit that this was much nicer, being on talking terms again. I wouldn't quite call us friends, but at least for now, it's just nice. I yawn loudly, stifling. Yeah, stifling. No, it's stifling. Yeah, stifling it with the back of my hand as I blink my eyes deeply. Gray nudges, nudges, Gray nudges me with his
Hmm.
shoulder. You should go get some rest, he says.
Uh.
Well, we'll kick everyone out and finish cleaning up here. I don't know. After what happened tonight, I'd rather keep an eye on things myself. I say, even though sleep weighs on me heavily. Gray gives me a look, chuckling, when all I do is stare back at him sternly. Look at you. You can barely keep your eyes open. Gray teases, twirling a strand of my hair around his
Hmm.
finger. Oh, oh, this nigga, he's dead. I lock up the place. I promise it'll be safe. I try to give him a firm look, but I'm so tired that I doubt I'm very convincing. All right, fine. I say reluctantly. Too tired to try and hide a small smile that peeks out.
Hmm.
Sweet dreams, he grins. Hey, they finna put. Hey, they doing a two man. I'll pull Sarah away from Jed, and we head back into my apartment together. The two of us quiet. When we return, I face Sarah with an amused smile on my lips. So you seem to be getting on with Jed, I say to her, lacing my voice with as much insinuation as I can muster. She makes that sound and puts out her tongue. The mountain man? Oh no, I don't think so. Denial, I see. Why not? He seems nice, I say, and he knows how to sew. That's a bonus. Sarah gives me a distasteful look. Her eyes
Mm.
narrow. Don't even get me started unless you want me to start talking about you and Gray. What? There's nothing to talk about when that's concerned. I say a bit more defensive sounding than I like. I saw you and Jed. I saw you when Jed and I came back into the boutique. You know, look pretty chummy to me. She replies. Words fail me though. Before I can even struggle to string together a sentence, she
Hmm.
asks, "Have you told him who you are yet?" No, I say. Thinking back on the photos, and you have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. Go to bed then, she sings as she skips back over to the sofa and shuffles beneath her blanket. Then she gives me a suggestive look through the dim
Hmm.
light. I hope you dream of gray. She giggles and I resist the urge to pummel her, instead huffing to myself and heading towards my room to go back to sleep. Why the fuck would she say that to me? Gray and I are simply acquaintances, and that's that. Sarah's the one who's dreaming if she thinks that anything more will ever come to it. And besides, what kind of relationship, even a friendship, would be built on a lie?
Hmm.
How about this one? I stand beside Gray in the set of shelves where he's just suggesting to look them over. They're pretty similar. If we can find the same white, they'll be perfect, I say, and he smiles back at
Hmm.
me. Let's keep looking then. We stroll through Nikia. Okay. We'll let that slide. No copyright type shit. Together in an enormous furniture warehouse, letting ourselves get distracted by the little showroom set up here and there. The curtains that Jed had sewn for the boutique were perfect. I doubt I would have done a better job myself, but to my surprise, the only thing left to replace is the not I fucked that thing up. Oh, well. If only we could focus for long enough to find the right one. We enter expensive looking kitchen area, and I circle the black granite counter, pretending to cook with the show pots and pans while putting on a posh accent. Dinner will be ready at 6:30 precisely. Lobster, what the hell? Lobster at the Moor and black caviar, my favorite. Gray sits himself down on one of the stools and pretends to sip from one of the teacups set up on the table, putting his pinky finger out and everything. The two of us giggle at our silly antics and move on to the area with all the beds. There's so many. Oh, y'all finna lay in bed together. There's one fancy bed that looks so soft and plush that I can't stop myself from drooping my handbag and lying back on it, sinking into the feathery comforter. Oh my god, this is heaven. I had to stop this. Gray ends up joining me, making the mattress sink down with his extra weight. Can we stay here for the rest of the day? Gray chuckles, the mattress shaking beneath us as he does so.
Oh.
Well, I love to spend all day with you in bed. I wait, hold on. Well, I love to spend all day in bed with you. I remember you saying something about having appointments this afternoon. he said smoothly. With a groan, I pull out one of the pillows from behind me and hurl it at him. He laughs again as he catches it between his
Oh.
hands. All I'm saying is that as your friend, I'm reminding you of your responsibilities, he adds, and a wrinkle in my nose, and I wrinkle my nose in thought. He really thinks we're friends. I look over at him, his body barely inches away from mine. I suddenly reminded of last night, how close things had gotten.
Hey.
But if you'd rather stay in bed with me, then who am I to stop you? He winks. My mouth drops open at the insinuation. And what we do in this bed, we're in public. You know what? I've been a little spicy that real quick. And what we do in bed, our teens playing along with him. His eyes widen a little bit. Though he hadn't expected me to be so bold. But the grin that snakes onto his lips tells me he likes it.
Oh.
Oh, there's so many options, he says, a mischievous glint in his eyes. It all depends on what you like. Okay. I lay on my side and face him. Oh, well, we like this. Tell me what you saw. I can tell he's trying to push me, make me break and blush. But what he doesn't know is I'm totally prepared to push him right back. So, what do you like? I asked, my lips twisting into a sly
Hmm.
smile. I like to take control. Okay, he likes quiet. He says quietly. His eyes. Hold on. Hold on. All right. I like to take control. He says quietly. His eyes drifting down my body. All the way to the toes that curl in my
Mm.
shoes. I like starting slow, taking my time, drawing it out. Ooh, you talking my language, you talking my language. God damn, his eyes like on mine, challenging me to take it further. Ooh, skin hot. Damn. I kick off my shoes. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, hold on. Let me read this shit. She tripping. I kick off my shoes slowly, one and then the other, letting them fall over the edge of the bed. And then I get comfortable, laying back on the pillows and letting my hair splay around me. Gray glances around us quickly. Oh, he trying to do some switching. All right, Gray glances around us quickly, and upon seeing no one around, he pushes himself up on an elbow and leans in closer.
Uh.
Are you trying to get us in trouble? He whispers. His voice is a low raspy. Maybe I tease, running my fingers over my stomach and watching his eyes follow the trail. How much trouble can you be?
Hmm.
This is hardly the right place or time to find out. He grits his breath heavy and his eyes hard. Oh, I got that boy sweating. I got that boy nervous. So, what are you saying is you really don't want to stay in bed with me? I watch the muscles feather is in his jaw, all too aware of his struggle. This is way too much fun. Thinking he's reached his limit, I giggle quietly and push myself up, swinging my legs over the side of the bed. I start to stand, but hold on. I start to stand, but hold on. I'm trying to do it. Oh, I start to stand until a arm wraps around my waist and pulls me back down against the sofa covers, and a surprised yelp escapes me. Okay, I like this scene, and we gotta get the screenshot. Hold on. Gotta get this screenshot. Type shit. No, he don't got me like this.
Hmm.
What you trying to do? I don't remember giving you permission to leave. Go ahead, go ahead. I know. Gray breathes as he hovers over me, using his thumb and forefinger to tilt my chin towards him. My throat tightens and my heart dumps loudly. I grip my teeth to keep from giving him away exactly how disorientated he's making me feel.
Hey.
You think you push me by yourself? You got no idea how far I can go. Uh-oh. So why don't you show me? Whoa! Y'all finna fuck on the Nikia, man. It's crazy. Not I hear Nikia. Raising my voice with mock sweetness and watching his nostrils flare wide. If he's not going to back down, then I absolutely refuse to do it first. We going band to band. At least that's what I was telling myself until someone clears their voice loudly somewhere nearby. Uh-oh. Did you need help with anything? An unfamiliar voice startles me, and I scramble to sit upright, adjusting myself as I stand and look over at the salesperson. We're just looking, thanks. I tell him in a hurry. I tell her in a hurry. She gives me an annoying look before she disappears, and my cheeks flush red with embarrassment. Gray shoulders shake with laughter, and I push him playfully, laughing when he pulls me back down with him again. It takes a little while, but after successfully seizing my laughter enough to untangle myself from him, we continue browsing through the store. Between chatting and laughing with each other, it doesn't take long before I've forgotten all about why we came here in the first place. This is the first time I've spent actual time with Gray, and I'm finding myself enjoying his company, probably much more than I should, given given the current circumstance. Oh, my mucus, huh? But despite everything, he makes me smile. His laugh is infectious, and I have to admit, he's easy on the eyes. That nigga a bit easy on the. Anyway, though that unfortunate thing is, no matter how hard I try to forget in my mind, forget it. My mind always wanders back to the reason I agreed to let him rent my basement in the first place and why he's currently in my life. I can't stop myself from remembering that night long ago. Blue and red flashing lights, handcuffs, and a knife. I swallowed thickly around the lump in my throat, trailing behind him and a little more and putting some more distance in between us.
Oh.
Is this the one? I stroll slowly over to where he stands, examining the shelf. That's it. That's exactly the same, I say, forcing my voice to stay bright. Gray looks around, nudging my arm when he spots the same salesperson from earlier watching us.
Hmm.
Let's grab the lights and get out of here, he says. His tone is amused. I think we overstayed our welcome. Once we bought the shelf and finally returned to street trends, Gray immediately goes to assemble it.
Oh.
I think we're missing a piece, Gray announces as he holds the instructions up to his nose, inspecting them thoroughly. I look over the pieces that are displayed out in front of us. There's more than enough to put in the shelving together with.
Hmm.
Yep, I'm right, as usual. We're missing we're missing this piece right here. He continues pointing at the page. I peek over his shoulder from where I sit from where he sits on the floor, his long legs bent in front of him. A small smile slips onto my face as I glance at the instructions. Hey Gray, move your foot, would you? I say.
Huh?
Huh? Why would
Oh.
I? Oh. He grabs the missing piece from beneath his shoe, giving me a sheepish
Hmm.
look.
Hmm.
Here it is, dumbass nigga. We have everything we need, I say with a laugh, attempting to take the instructions from his hands. He scowls a little and pulls them back out of reach, swatting my hand away
Huh.
playfully. I'm in charge of the building this thing. You just sit back and do what I say. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, he said he ain't playing that he going all dominant. That's it. I sigh, reluctantly pulling my hand back as he reads over the instructions again, talking out aloud.
Hmm.
We need to find pieces F and G and connect them together with these screws and then these little plastic things. Just out of curiosity, have you ever built anything like this before? I asked, raising the
No.
eyebrow. No, I have not, he admits. But I don't see why that matters. I didn't think so, laughing. Prying the instructions from his hands. Just sit there and watch how a pro does it. With the raise of an eyebrow, he leans back on his hands as I connect the two sides of the shelving in place. Using my small electrical drill, I say please secure the drill screws before adding the next piece. I give Gray a few instructions to keep him from sulking, and it doesn't take long before he's helping me move the completed shelving back into position. Afterwards, I gave the accessories from the counter. I gather, I gave. I gathered. I gathered the accessories from the counter and arranged them back in place neatly, ready to be sold. With a curtain fixed and the shelving put together, everything is back to normal. Gray and I both lean against the counter, admiring our work.
Hey.
You're pretty handy, aren't you? He glances at me, sidelong as side looks glances at me sidelong, as though he expected something else entirely. I've had to be, I said with a shrug. I put this place together on my own with some help from
Hmm.
Sarah. There's no one else around who could have helped you. I pause to look at him, and when he gives me that lopsided grin, I know exactly what he's trying to imply. If you're asking me if I have a boyfriend, then I'm pretty sure you would have seen one coming around by now, don't
Huh.
you? You could have some long distance thing going on for all I know. He says, matter of fact, and I back down the smile that threatens to escape me. I don't have a boyfriend. That's not that it's any of your business. He chuckles, holding his hand up
Hmm.
innocently. All right, all right. I keep my nose out of it. Silence stretches, and now that he's brought up the topic, I find myself thinking more about it. Well, what about you?
Huh?
What about me? He asks, raising an eyebrow. Do you have, or do you have,
Oh.
are you asking me if I have a girlfriend? Miss, not that it's any of our, miss any of your business. My cheeks heat, feeling stupid for having brought it up. I look away quickly, but he only
Huh.
chuckles quietly. Then no, I don't. I never found anyone, well, worth settling down for. The awkward silence stretches, one where I debate where I should make the next move or just keep my mouth shut. So I suppose there's no one around to mind. Hold on. So I suppose there's no one around to mind if you take me out for dinner then. I say at least, deciding I'm not the type to keep my mouth shut after all. Gray looks at me in disbelief, and for a moment, I worry if he's going to laugh at my forwardness.
Huh.
You serious? He asks. Isn't that what you wanted?
Hmm.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it is. He turns, and finally, that crooked grin of his slips into
Huh.
place. I still want to take you out. I can't stop myself from returning his smile, even when a small sense of dread slowly worms its way out of my his into his stomach, into my stomach. What the hell? It's a date then, I say, watching as Gray nods in
Huh.
agreement. Yeah, it's a date. Oh, bitch! Hey, if it's a date, we gotta dress the fuck up. Yeah! That's the end of episode 8. Not gonna lie, we doing number 9 because I'm not tired and we finna get romantic. Like, this nigga finna, we finna go out on a date, so we gotta put our best foot forward now. Let's go shopping. Now let's go into chapter 9. Yeah, continue. Alright. I checked the time on my phone as I dashed for the boutique towards the back of the building, swearing under my breath. The last client of the day had me staying back late with their request, and it was getting close to that time I had to meet Gray at the restaurant. Luckily, I planned an outfit for the night before. We happy. We planned that shit out. And now I take a few minutes to quickly change and freshen up my makeup. Even if it had me running a little late, I want to look my best. Taking one last look into the mirror before I leave, I smooth down my hair and smile, happy with the final look. All that's left to do now is to lock up the place and head out. The sound of my phone buzzing distracts me as just as I slip my keys into the back door to lock it. When I see Gray's name flashing across the screen, I answer hurriedly. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm running a bit late, I say breath, breathless onto the phone. Where did I put my handbag? I think I left it on the corner,
Huh.
in the counter of the boutique. It's okay. The sound of Gray's calm, amused voice coming through the phone makes me feel less guilty about the lateness. I hurry back to the boutique to grab my handbag and flick on
Hmm.
the lights. I was just checking I'm not being stood up, that's all. Not at all, I say with a quiet chuckle, pulling the door from the boutique shut behind me. I just walked out the door. I'll be there in a
Hmm.
few. See you soon. Let's see him all suited and booted. After ending the call, I stashed my phone into my bag and hurried down the street, my shoes clacking against the pavement loudly. The restaurant isn't far from my home, only a couple of blocks, and after another 5 minutes or so, I'm approaching the building, finding Gray casually leaning up against the wall outside. It seems he's decided on wearing the shirt he bought at my store. Type shit. Somehow I'm seeing him wear something I made makes my stomach flutter in response. Okay, okay. He smiles when he sees me, and a feeling of relief washes over me. I may be a little late, but I made it. Sorry I'm late. I got held up with a client. I say as I take a moment to catch my breath after hurrying all the way
Oh.
here. It's fine. All that matters is that you're here, he says, waiting for me to ready myself before heading over to the front of the restaurant. When I look up at him again, it's to find myself to find him watching me, a lopsided grin tugging at the corner of his mouth. What? I asked, raising an eyebrow at him.
Oh.
Nothing. It's just you look really pretty tonight. Why, thank you. He grins wider as he shoves his hand into his pockets, his eyes dancing with mischief. My stomach tightens, heart beating faster beneath his stare. I tuck a loose strand of hair behind my ear to distract myself. Well, I'm happy he noticed the effort I made. Well, you look pretty handsome in my clothes as well, I say with a nod to his outfit. He chuckles and dusts off the front of his
Huh.
shirt. I figured this would be appropriate for the situation. Scoring points with me, huh? He grins at me with the boyish charm, leaning
Eh?
in. Is it working yet? Maybe. I admit coyly, but you still got the price tag and everything. His eyes wide in surprise as he scrambles for the
Yeah.
tag. What? I laugh softly as he tries to tug on his shirt to see where the price tag is, his face flushing with color. He gives me this deep-pan look when he realizes I'm joking. He stops laughing and it's nice to be reminded that he's not always the cool, casual charmer as he
Eh.
pretends to be. All right, touche, he says. I giggle. Oh, come on. I removed it when I first gave it to you. I don't let any client of mine walk out the store with a price tag still on their person. Gray leans in closer to me, his eyes clouding
Eh?
over. Funny, I usually don't let people walk out of my home with clothes on their person. Oh, okay. That's just me up real fast as I feel myself blush in response. That's a little awkward, isn't it? Parading around naked, I say, giving a stilted chuckle. He raises
Huh?
he raises an eyebrow at me. Is it? You haven't ever tried it? I bow my head down and stare at the pavement. Maybe we should get inside, I suggest, trying to avoid his teasing. Gray straightens up and fixes the front of his shirt. Then he extends his arm
Hmm.
out. After you. Uh, a gentleman. I smile up at Gray as I slip through the door he holds open for me, stepping into the restaurant. The scent of freshly cooked food hangs in the air and I inhale deeply, my stomach grumbling hunger. Gray has let me pick out where we want to go for dinner, and I chose my favorite place, somewhere I hadn't been in far too
Hmm.
long. Table for two, thanks. Gray takes the lead and hails the waiter, who shows up to a dimly lit table near the back of the restaurant. I sling my jacket over the back of the chair before I sit down, getting comfortable. The waiter comes back to take our drink order, and we chat a little as we wait. After the two glasses have been set in front of us, I take a long sip of my wine. I glance out and glance around the other diners quietly, all happily engaged in conversation. It suddenly occurs to me that I haven't done anything like this in a long, long time. All of a sudden, I'm at a loss I'm at a loss for what to talk about. I have no idea why Gray asked me out to dinner, and I'm sure that if I asked, I wouldn't get a straight answer
Huh.
anyways. So tell me about yourself. Gray, Gray voices distracts me from my thoughts. He seems perfectly at ease in this setting, and I envy that confidence in a way. I've never had a problem with being around people, but Gray's different somehow. I'm afraid that I'm being too like him more than I should, and even becoming friends with him could be a dangerous thing. What's there to tell? I say with a wave of my hand. You already know what I do, where I live. He doesn't. It doesn't get more exciting than all that. I think silently to
Hmm.
myself. Well, how about something I don't know? He casually pushes his blonde hair back from his
Eh?
face. What do you do when you're not running the store, for example? Not parade around naked in public for one, I jab. Gray chuckles in
Hmm.
response. Well, there's got to be something mysterious about you. I think for a moment, pulling my bottom lip between my teeth, and then I shrug lightly. Most things I most things I do revolve around the story. I design and create outfits, book appointments, take orders. I trail off at the look on his face, knowing that wasn't what he wanted to hear. Taking in a deep breath, I exhale it slowly and try to relax a little bit more. I like to cook, I suppose. After work, I usually cook a nice meal and watch whatever's on
Huh.
TV. That's more likely, he tears his fingers across the edge of the table with a smile. And then his face shifts so slightly that I would have missed it and I had been paying
Hmm.
more attention. What were you like in school? He keeps his eyes on me as he raises his glass to his lips. Oh, he's trying to, fuck. He really trying to make me confess. I think this is an interrogation over dinner. My eyes dip at the question, and I swallow hard to keep my surprise from showing. First, he sees my old school photos, and now he wants to know more. I was just a normal kid. I give a dismissive shrug, hoping to throw him off the trail. Oh, come on, he snorts, clearly not fooled by the answer. There's got to be more than that. I shrug again, refusing to give any more information. Then he leans in closer, as though whatever he has to say next is some big
Eh?
secret. Ever get into trouble? He asks. Oh, shit. Now that I can remember, I take another sip of my drink, purposely avoiding his gaze. I don't believe you, he says with a laugh. I bet you were always up to no good. I look at him and a strange feeling comes over me. Why is he asking all these questions? His behavior from the past few days have been so hot and cold. First there was him opening the package for my parents, and then the combination with all the noise from the basement. When we had gone to Nikia together, I had started feeling like things were changing between us. Though I know I shouldn't be letting my guard down around him, I'm finding it increasingly more difficult to keep up. But I still can't make sense of all the questions. And I don't like what this might be leading up to. Why do you want to know so badly? I say before I can stop myself. Gray raises an eyebrow at my accusatory tone, taking another gulp of his drink before he answers.
Huh.
I'm just trying to get to know you. Isn't that why people go on dates? I feel silly all of a sudden and my face warms just a little. He's only asking the types of things that anyone would ask on the first date, isn't he? Obviously just need to relax. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I was just a regular high school student. I made an attempt to be cheerful, hiding my lie with a smile. If you're so desperate to talk about high school, then what about you? What were
Huh.
you like? Me? He says with an amused grin, and I almost forget accent
Hmm.
at all. I was the leader of the Capo High gang, so I was pretty much a demon. He finishes a sentence with such a strange smile that I can do nothing but stare at him blankly, in complete disbelief that he'd be so open about his past. It takes a moment for me to compose myself. What kinds of things did you get up
Huh.
into? Or the worst, arson, assault, thievery, the usual kinds of things that happen when you're a part of the capo gang. I falter for a moment, staring at the candle that sits on the table between us to steady myself. When Gray leans in, I blink away the memories that hang silently in
Huh?
the air. Does that scare you? He asks, his eyebrows dipped in the question. Why would it? He hesitates for a moment, that strange smile still pulling at his lips. I really don't want to know what's going on through his head right
Hmm.
now. You said you were involved in any of the gang activity. I thought it might surprise you, is all. Yeah, you folding yourself. I'm not a what the fuck is okay, I'm not a doll. I say in exasperation. Just because I say I wasn't involved in the game doesn't mean I don't know what they did. Gray holds his hands in front of him in defense and attempts to smother his
Uh-huh.
smile. I was only checking. I didn't want to scare you off or anything. I take in a deep breath and nod. It would take a lot more than that to scare me off, though I can hardly tell him that. Anyways, if the games are half bad as you are making out, then they definitely don't sound like the kind of thing. Don't sound like the kind of thing I would have any interest in. I say inwardly, squirming at the hold. I'm digging deeper and deeper for
Hmm.
myself because you lying, like you straight out bullshitting in front of this man. It wasn't always so rough in the game. Gray says, the smile finally dripping from his
Huh.
lips. I made a lot of friends. Most of them I still have today, including Jed. I raised an eyebrow at him. He what? He's piqued my interest, and I think he knows him. The two of us seem pretty close. The two of you seem pretty close. How'd you become friends? I asked, leaning an elbow on the table, resting my chin on my hand. I much prefer listening to him talk rather than being forced to answer any more of his questions. His eyes glaze over with old memories as his face
Hmm.
goes solemn. Jed was pretty scrawny back then when we first met. He didn't have many friends, and many friends, if any at all. And he used to get picked on a lot because of how small he was.
Hmm.
Oh, that? Oh, that nigga. Oh, I thought that nigga was just set from the beginning like that. We first met before we were even in the gang. I was on my way home from school one day, walking along, minding my own business, when I noticed a boy being pushed around by some older kids from our school. His eyebrows dipped at the memory, as though it wasn't one he revisited
Hmm.
often. I knew that there wasn't a lot I could do to help. He stares past me as he speaks, his voice
Hmm.
low. It wasn't a fair fight. That much was obvious, but I couldn't just walk away. I didn't want the I didn't want that kid to have to go through that on his own. Jen and I got the shit kicked out of us, he says with a laugh, his eyes finally snapping back to
Hmm.
mine. He had a growth spurt about a year later, and that had everyone backing off in a hurry. But ever since that first day we met, we've been as close as brothers. I trust him with anything. I smile at the story, at the bond of two men having formed over years. It reminds me of my friendship with Sarah. I had wanted to leave the gang after seeing her get hurt. I couldn't stand the thought of anything worse possibly happening to her. But I also remember a similar event back in my school days. In an unfair fight, one I let Nikki convince me to walk away from. See, I don't know what what it says that I chose to walk away while Gray didn't. We didn't choose to walk away. We got pulled because that bitch ass nigga was like, "Don't do it." Anyways, hmm. The conversation turns to lighter topics as our food arrives. The Graydon continues to ask me questions about myself, while I successfully dodge the ones I ask him. I find that suspicious at first, but I'm enjoying his company too much to let it bother me for long. I figure he's just a private person when it comes to his personal life. When we finish our meal, we leave the restaurant walking down the street, shoulder to shoulder. Taking a lungful taking a lungful of crisp night air, I let out a sigh. I'm in no particular hurry to get home, and I'm getting the same vibe from Gray. It's a nice night, I comment lightly, watching the sun dip behind the buildings and paint the sky with an electric orange fading into the deep blue overhead.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is. Gray, Gray slowly slows to a stop, and when I turn it to look at him, he gives me a
Hmm.
grin. How about we go and do something fun? We could visit your old. We could visit. We could visit your old school. He suggests, though I shake my head firmly. I don't think that's a good idea. I continue walking ahead, hearing his footsteps behind me as he
Huh.
catches up. Come on, it'll be fun. It'll be fine, he assures me, matching his footsteps to my hurried pace. I want to see it up close and personal. I really don't think we
Huh?
should. Why not? He asks. Are you scared? So, all right, before we, I got a theory. Tell me why Nikki works at the school, correct? Imagine we go over there and a coincidence, that nigga come out the door and says, "Oh shit, Amaya," and then he like, "Oh, who the fuck is this?" And then they both looking at each other like, "Bitch, I know, bitch, I know you," and then we're fucked. But let's see. I just don't want to. We'll be kind. We on the date. I ain't gonna yell at him. I just don't want to. I say firmly, my steps faltering a bit. The real truth is that I have no good excuse apart from not wanting him to see anything there that he shouldn't. But I can't tell him
Oh.
that. Oh, so you're a chicken, he said. He asks with an edge of amusement to his voice, and I whip around on the spot to face him. Excuse
Huh.
me? You're scared of seeing your old school again. A smile peeks out, and now I know he's teasing
Huh?
me. What happened there? Did someone break your heart? Nothing happened there. It just sounds boring. That's all. I say, though, gritted my teeth, attempting to see
Hmm.
disinterested. Well, I'm going with or without you. Oh, ain't that some shit? He says finally, stepping onto the road to cross the other side and head in the direction of the academy. I swear under my breath as I watch him leave. Our date is so far from being fantastic, and the last thing I want for it to end in betrayal. I want it to be one where I tell him about our shared history, not some random piece of memorabilia from our past. I'm just not ready to share it yet. Not on our first date. I have to follow him and hope that I can prevent him from finding anything he shouldn't. I can't risk going home and waking up to find that he wants something to do with me, or worse. My anxiety winning out, I call out to him as I hurry across the road to catch up. It's not a long walk from Clander Academy, but it's one that's spent largely in silence as I worry over what Greg could possibly find there. I don't know if he's there anything. I don't know if there's anything there that I should be concerned about. And try to get me over there. I almost laugh out loud at the sight, but managed to keep my relief hidden in the same at the same time. Looks like there's no way in, I say as I turn to leave. Sorry to disappoint you. Grabbing me by the hand, Gray pulls me back to him and stares me down in
Huh?
amusement. You really gonna give up that easily? It's locked. What else do you expect? I ask as I wave a hand towards the obvious whatever. Alright, hold on. He gives me a amuse.
Huh?
What the bemused? What the fuck? Alright. Aren't you the one who said you weren't a doll? Well, he lowers down onto one knee in front of the large gate, pulling a small silver pin from his pocket. What are you doing? I whisper in alarm, glancing around for anyone who might be walking
Huh.
by. Getting us inside, I say simply. I watch baffled as he sticks the pin into the padlock, twists a few times before it gives a satisfying click. I don't know how to pick a lock well enough, but it's been years since I had to. Where did you learn how to do
Huh.
that? I picked up the school after high school. I once saw an old friend do the same thing. I knew I had to learn it. He says as he stands and dusts himself off. An old friend, huh? He's talking about me. A gate gives off a squeak as he pushes it open, and I wince at the sound. Glancing around once more before following him, onto the school grounds. He picks another locked door before we end up inside the building. The place is pretty creepy at night. The hallway and classrooms are all shrouded in darkness. We should leave. What if we get caught? I whispered to Gray, hurrying to keep up with him.
Huh?
Afraid you'll be put in detention, he grins back at me in front, back at me from over his shoulders. I peer through the windows into the darkened rooms, wondering what would really happen if we were to get caught. Most likely, we've been charged with trespassing, and I really can't afford to pay any kind of a fine.
Uh,
Hey, it's okay. Gray voice is soft when it drifts over to me. He falls back to slip a hand into mine, intertwining our
hmm.
fingers. There's no one else here, just you and me. Anyways, his confidence calms me somewhat, and with a small smile, I nod and let him lead me forward. We pace the halls with Gray stopping every now and then to look over an old photo on the wall or peer in at a trophy case. My heart skips a beat as I glance down at our hands, feeling his warmth against my
Hmm.
skin. You know, it's strange being here in the academy, Gray whispers as we
Huh.
walk. I wasn't the best I wasn't on the best terms with the gang here when I was in high school. I never thought I'd see the inside of this place. I swallow against the guilt rises me that rises in me, watching his solemn face with curiosity. What was it like back then, being in the Capital Gang? I say quietly. He gives me a look, his lips tilting ever so
Hmm.
slightly. It was great, most of the time. We did what we wanted, whenever we wanted, and never apologized for it. Although he hesitates a moment, and I squeeze his hand to encourage him to keep
Uh,
going. Now that I think back on it, there was some things I'd do differently if I had a chance. He admits with a small grimace, and my eyebrows dip into question. It's hard for me gauge out to gauge how much Gray has matured since our teenage years, having only interacted with him a handful of times. Hearing him talk about his personal growth is one of the utmost interest to me. What things? He stops walking, half turns towards me, our clasped hands hanging
uh,
between us. I was pretty dumb back then, did a lot of things without really thinking them through. He lets out a long breath, rubbing his free hand over his face before he
eh.
looks at me. I challenged the leader of the gang, thought that if I could win the fight, I ensure the capo had the top gang in the city. That we'd be the ones to fear, not Planner Academy. Things didn't go as planned. He stops again, the muscles in his jaw feathering as the memories wash over him. I stay quiet and wait. Up the whole thing before the challenge had even begun. But the worst part was the weapon they found when they arrested me. A weapon, I
Huh.
repeat, a knife. One I sure was one I sure as hell wasn't carrying when I first arrived at the place. You weren't? I asked in confusion, thinking of the rumors I've heard surrounding his arrest. I assumed the knife he was carrying was for the challenge for me. Everyone else had assumed the
Hmm.
same. No, someone planted it on me while the gangs were fighting. Someone who was trying to get rid of me, he says bitterly. And I can't stop myself from brushing my thumb over the back of his hand. Do you think it was someone from the academy? I asked, my stomach
Hmm.
turning to the lead. It must have been. No one else was there apart from my guys and them. I had tried not to think back on the night over the years, but right now I can't stop myself. I hadn't given any orders to my gang to plant a weapon on Great Net, so who could have done it and
Hmm.
why? Surely you heard something about it, Gray asked, snapping me from my thoughts. He gives me that look again, the one that makes me wonder if he knows more than he's letting on. Maybe. I don't remember, I say quietly, but for once it's the truth.
Uh,
He sighs when I look around again. My attention drifts elsewhere, and all thoughts of that night long ago vanish. Dropping his hands, I peer beside me into one of the classrooms, looking into a familiar space through the glass pane on the
oh.
on the door. Is this your old classroom? Voice comes from close behind, tickling my hair. I nod and I don't turn. This old room holds so many memories. It's strange for me to see it after so long. When Gray pushes past me and pushes the door open, I don't stop him. I follow him in and glance around in wonder. The layout was the same. Teacher's desk sits at the front of the class with the individual student ones all set out in rows in front of it. Though everyone looks a little worn, look though everything looks a little worn, more worn than it once was. The decorations covering the walls are much different.
Hmm.
Which desk was yours? Gray voices echoes over to me from where he stands in the aisle, bathed in orange where the setting sun floods through the window.
Hmm.
Was it this one? He points out the desk in front and center and directly in the front of the teacher, and I snort ungracefully. Try again. He walks back a couple rows, and he walks back a couple rows, the glint of a challenge in his eyes, and this time points out the one to the far left. Getting warmer, I say sweetly, earning a playful grin from him. I trail behind him slowly as he heads towards the back of the class, my fingers running lightly over the ingrained wood of the older desk. Warmer, warmer, hotter, scorching hot. He places his hand on top of my old desk and looks up at me with an eyebrow
Huh.
raised. I thought only rebels sat in the back of the row. Aw, shit. Maybe at your high school, I teased, circling the desk and bending to the point at the small engraving in the back. See, here's your proof. Gray leans in a closer, huh? Gray leans in to get a closer look through the fading light, but it isn't difficult to miss the name of my son engraved in neat letters into the wood. Wow, you sat in the back of the row of class and defaced school property. I'm impressed, he says with a laugh. With a giggle, I push myself up into the seat on the desk, while Gray leans against the back of the wall, watching me, watching me with
Hmm.
interest. You're full of secrets, aren't you? He studies me closely, a strange expression on his face. Let's see what he do. That's me, a real Pandora's box. I play along with him, but I am determined to be the one controlling the game. This time. His face turns serious and he steps forward slowly until he's standing between my legs. Oh. His hands on top of the desk either side of me. He leans in and whispers in my ear, so close that his nose brushes the side of my face. Oh. He's right here. His warm breath tickling my skin. My heart pounds so hard. I wonder if he can hear
Huh.
me. Then I want to learn them all. Go ahead. Are you sure you can handle them? I say quite yeah. No, we not even bleeding 30, bro. We being dead ass. You sure you can handle it? Cause I don't know what you gonna say if you find out that I called the cops. Like, oh, then. My voice steady despite the trembling of my hands. Gray pulls back to look me in the eyes, his mouth set in a
Huh.
tight line. You see, the thing about me is I'm all about control. Go ahead, go ahead. His hands slide from the desk and onto the tops of my thighs, finger digging into my soft flesh firmly, but not hard enough to hurt. My brother escapes me in a shaky gasp, one that has his lips curling into a satisfied
Hmm.
smile. The more I know, the more I control. Oh, I have over a situation. He says before he lets go abruptly, pulling his hands back from me. Is that what this is? A situation? Almost, I ask, almost finding myself leaning towards him.
Hmm.
So many questions he touches. Immediately something switches in me. I'm letting myself be distracted by him. I'm not the one who's in control at all. I'm only repaying you for earlier, I say firmly, blinking to clear the fog from my head, and as the many questions you've asked me tonight. Why did you really take me out tonight? I asked bluntly, watching him for any sign of
Hmm.
change. Because I wanted to spend time with you, he said simply. I don't believe you. You've been asking questions, which makes me think you have another
Hmm.
motive. What motive could I have for wanting to be close with you? He's close enough to he's close enough that his stormy eyes shine through the fading light, flickering over my lips. My mouth parts, breath shaky, and when he leans in closer, I do absolutely nothing to stop him until a sound has him pulling back and a voice rings out through the hallway beside the classroom. I know you're in there. You better get out here before I catch you. Ah, shit, it's a teacher. I squeaked, jumping off the desk in a hurry. Grace swears under his breath and grabs me by the hand, looking around the place quietly. When his gaze lands onto the window at the far side of the room, he pulls me along with him. He unlocks the latch and pushes up to the window before turning me in. Quick, climb through. Ah, shit. I do as he says, afraid to waste any more time, balancing on the windowsill. I make the small jump from the ground below, steadying myself before turning to watch Gray jump down after me. Come on, he laughs as he takes my hand once more. We both back around to the front of the school, slipping through the still open gate and back onto the street. This was certainly a night to remember. Oh shit. Hey, hey, things was finna get busy in that classroom, bro. This if the teacher didn't show up. I'm telling you now. What? Alright, let's make this outfit real quick. Bro, we gotta make this. Alright, I don't know what we need. Nigga, I am confused.